What's up, guys? Time to show off a new Kraken build. This one's in a polished 110 case, so it's really easy to get fingerprints on here, especially in areas you don't really see until you're under the camera, because in person you don't really see them, but the camera never lies. So we've got a red sterile dial with that Kraken in that 6.7 location, polished 110 case, milled crown. We have a coin bezel on here with a resin filled red and silver minute insert, set of silver hands with a red trident, milled and Kraken engraved caseback, a very awesome red leather from Mr. Gillespie over at Wristbound, and a brushed preview buckle, Kraken engraved. And that's the build. Bezel on this will turn left, it'll turn right. It is a tension ring bezel and it's not going to turn unless you want it to turn. It is on there extremely tight. Automatic mechanical. It's got a rotor in the back, so as you're moving, it's moving and keeping time throughout the day. But before you put it on, before you set the time, make sure you wind it just a little bit because you need some in the reserve if you are not moving around very much. So what you're going to do is back the crown off the threads until you hear it and feel it clicking. At that point you can wind, and a wind is a turn away from you, or clockwise as you're looking at it from the side. Counterclockwise doesn't do anything, but it's a lot easier to keep your finger spacing and go back and forth. 4 or 5 seconds of this mixed with the rotor movement will keep your time throughout the day. And if you do it for another 4 or 5 seconds, you will max out that 31-hour power reserve on it. You cannot overwind it, so don't worry about that. It's got a slipping mainspring, so once it has what it needs, it is just deflecting. When you're happy with your winding, you're going to pull it to the one and only click, and you can now set your time. Does not have a hacking movement, side seconds, hand's going to keep going, so don't worry about that. You'll also notice you've got a wobble crown. This deflects lateral pressure from going into the stem and into the movement, so when you're pushing and prying on it, you are not putting any adverse pressure on that keyless works. And that's it. Alexa, what time is it? 7:02 p.m. Push this over, get it out of that time setting, and then wind it down. And that is the build. As with every build, you're going to get complementing beads. You're going to get a Kraken slider box with Atlas pillow inside. That just works just like this. It's going to come with a few things. It's going to come with watch cleaner. It says good on all glass and metal, so everything here in the center. Non-streaking, non-toxic, non-residue. Leather conditioner to keep that strap perfectly soft. You'd apply it on the front and back using a rag of some kind. Don't use one of your microfibers. If you use that, one of your microfibers, and then it dries on there, and then you use that to rub on your polished case, you will put tiny little scratches on there. And then you'll have to use a Cape Cod cloth and buff them out, so don't do that. Lastly, you're going to get some fine scratch remover. This is Novus 2 from Amazon, just repackaged. It's like Polywatch, and it's for your domed acrylic glass. You can scratch it. If you do, you'll put a tiny bit of that on it, and you'll buff it out with your included microfiber. If the scratch is up and down, just go left and right, filling that scratch, buff it. I usually generate some heat with my thumb, doing really tight, fast circles on it, and about 30 seconds of that will clear it up. So that's it. As I mentioned before, if you scratch your polished case, cut off the tiniest bit of a Cape Cod cloth. Keep it in a baggie or whatever once you open one of those things up to make sure that they hold their moisture. And then I just sit there and go back and forth on the scratch for like 30 seconds. I normally flip it over and then do the other side for 30 seconds, and then it's gone. So a lot of times when I get these cases, they look fine to the eye, but when I start taking pictures, I'm like, oh shit. That'd have been a lot easier to do with the bezel off, but I'll sit here and polish it. Because then I notice when I'm taking pictures. So that's the build. If it's going to you, congrats. I hope you love it. This is the first Kraken 2.1 in red. So that's it. That's the build. If it's going to you, congrats. If you want me to build you something custom and unique, reach out and I'll see what I can do. And if you want to continue to see videos like this, like and subscribe. So I put them up all the time. Thanks, guys.